Hey Switchers, how's it going? Kanan here and welcome to my review of Love, a puzzle box filled with stories. And if you want to be kept up to date with my reviews and much more, then hit that like and subscribe button down below. And if you feel like coming over to the community Discord, then, hit that link down below as well. Come to the chat, stay for the streaming. And so let's see whether Love can get onto the Wall of Fame or whether it's destined for the Wall of Shame, or maybe somewhere in the middle. Gameplay. Basically, Love is a puzzle game set in the past and the present day, and it will see you filling in gaps within a book of memories. And to this end, you'll be using the right stick to move the camera and the other stick to move the actual building from present to past. And then you'll be taking these photos and finding the actual characters in the photos and then interacting with them. Finding extra pictures and then more clues, and then evolving into looking into the future or the present day, and then interacting with some of the surroundings or the actual characters, and then moving the building around so that you can get a different perspective, and also to align certain things in the actual game. Once this is done, it progresses the story and you see it unfolding, and once it's fully unfolded, you get the actual full story, and that is the actual puzzle of that chapter complete. As well as all of this, you also get keys that you can use to unlock certain things, and also a zoom mode, so you can press a button and take the wall away and then zoom in to see inside the actual building to get a better perspective of what's happening and what you can interact with. The stories as a whole are actually quite warming, some are quite sad and upsetting, and some are just, warming to the heart. Friendship, love and everything like that. It really does tell quite nice stories. And all this is done within the pictures. Sometimes once you've unlocked a certain picture, it actually moves and you can actually see an interaction that happens with the characters. The whole game works quite well. It's a little bit fiddly because obviously you've got up, down, and then you'll be spinning around the actual buildings, and yeah, you kind of get confused here and there, but it's nothing really bad. But I think for me, I kind of felt that it was a little bit bland after a while, and sometimes you ended up going into, especially when you can't find what you're looking for, just randomly spinning everything and clicking everything just to get past the segment or to find the end of a story arc, which was a bit of a shame because after the first few stories it kind of plundered itself into a kind of clicking just randomly to try and get past certain bits, because they didn't feel like they had any logical explanation of how these actual things worked or why you were doing them in that order, and it just all felt a little bit bland after that. I think if you were to buy this game, I don't think you want to be sitting down and just completing it all in one go, because I think you will get a little bit bored with it. I truly believe that this is the sort of thing that you should sit down, play a few minutes, 10-20 minutes, and then stop, leave it, go back to it another time and just continue the story and then go back, or maybe do a story or two and then leave it and then go back and do the rest. The graphics were quite nice, there was nothing wrong with them at all. They were well drawn and animated where there was animation, but again, there just wasn't anything to give any sort of wow factor, anything that made me think, oh, that stands out of it. The audio again was okay, but the worst thing about this was the music. It just kept on going round and round and round. I remember thinking when I first heard it, oh, this is actually quite nice, and I bounced away to it, and yeah, it was actually really good. And then you hear it again and again and again and again, and I think after the 8th time of hearing it loop and repeat, I kind of started to dislike the music, so that wasn't quite good, was it? And again started resonating with that bland tone that the whole game seems to be following. In fact, I was kind of taken aback that there isn't any more music or anything in there, or at least that I could find, which was really disappointing. The good. Looks nice. It is a nice idea. I can get what they were going for. As a whole, I did enjoy the stories, and they were quite varied and can be quite interesting as well. The bad. Music only having one track is... I just don't know why. Especially as I presumed they would want people to play this more than a few minutes at a time. And what I said earlier about splitting it into chunks would still be longer than the actual music lasts for. Everything just feeling bland. The score. Well, You can get some decent gameplay out of this. It is slightly overpriced to my mind. It should be half this price, which is what it is at the moment of me recording this, which is $9.99 instead of $19.99, and I think I would have been a little bit more lenient on it. But I think this one for me is going to be a 3 out of 5 and a low 3 out of 5 at that. And that's a real big shame, because I thought this was going to bring something truly unique to the actual puzzle genre. And I think as for my alternative, and I don't know a game that's actually like this, I'm going to suggest another puzzle game of Urban Flow. A decent puzzle game, maybe let down a few times within its actual gameplay, but as a whole it was received very well by myself and the Switchhead community, and if you're willing to wait for a sale on it, it does actually drop quite significantly when it does go on sale. And so, what are your thoughts on Love? Are you going to be picking it up, or are you going to be leaving it? Let us know down in the comments, because after all, that's what they're there for. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed any of my content, or even this video, or if you want to be kept up to date on latest reviews and the like. And if you want to come and join us in our Discord, feel free to come as well. There's a link down below. We're always happy to have like-minded people come and chat and also play games with us, because life is better when we switch together.